Welcome, everyone. Today, I am going to tell you something that may hurt a little. Not because it is cruel, but because it is true. You were taught to be kind. You were taught to give. You were taught to sacrifice. You were taught that thinking about yourself is selfish. From childhood, this message was repeated again and again. Be nice. Don't complain. Don't ask too much. Think about others first. And slowly, without realizing it, you learned one dangerous habit. You learned how to ignore yourself. At first, it looked like a good thing. People praised you. They said you are a good person. They said you have a big heart. They said you are always there for others. But no one told you the price of this lifestyle. The price was you. You started giving love to others, but you stopped loving yourself. You gave your time to everyone, but you postponed your own dreams. You listened to everyone's problems, but no one noticed when you were breaking inside. At night, when the world slept, you stayed awake. Your body was tired, but your mind was loud. Thoughts kept attacking you. Questions without answers. Pain without a name. You smiled during the day, but inside, something was slowly disappearing. Not your body, not your face, your identity. You stopped asking yourself what you want. You stopped dreaming freely. You stopped feeling excited about the future. Life became a routine. Wake up, work, help others, sleep, repeat. And one day, you wake up feeling exhausted, angry, confused. You look at your life and ask quietly, what about me? What happened to my dreams? When did I stop mattering? This is the moment most people panic. But instead of fixing the problem, they distract themselves. More scrolling, more noise, more fake smiles, more pretending. But the pain does not disappear. It only goes deeper. Let me tell you something important. This message is not about becoming selfish. It is about becoming aware. It is about healing your life before it completely breaks. Because if you continue like this, something dangerous happens. You become alive, but not living. Breathing, but not feeling. Existing, but not growing. And the world does not stop to ask if you are okay. Life keeps moving. Your dreams don't wait. Your peace doesn't wait. Your mental health doesn't wait. That is why today is important. Because today is the day you stop ignoring the most important person in your life. You don't need permission to care about yourself. You don't need approval to protect your peace. You don't need to explain why you are tired. The truth is simple but painful. You gave everything to others, and you forgot yourself. But today, that ends. From this moment, we change direction. Not slowly, not someday. Today, in this series, you'll understand why thinking about yourself is not wrong, why it is necessary, why it is survival. And step by step, habit by habit, you will learn how to come back to yourself, not as a weak person, but as someone stronger, calmer, and unbreakable. Because the moment you start thinking about yourself, something powerful happens. You stop disappearing. You start returning. You are a kind person. That is not your weakness. That is your nature. You care deeply. You feel more than others. You help without asking anything back. And for a long time, you believed this was your strength. But no one warned you about one dangerous truth. Kind people often suffer the most. Not because kindness is wrong, but because kindness without boundaries slowly destroys you. Let's go back to the beginning. From a young age, you learn that being good means saying yes. Yes to helping. Yes to listening. Yes to sacrificing. Yes, even when you were tired. Yes, even when you were hurting. You learn that saying no makes you bad. That choosing yourself makes you selfish. That resting makes you lazy. That asking for space makes you rude. So you trained yourself to ignore your own needs. You told yourself, I'll rest later. I'll focus on my dreams someday. I'll be happy after everyone else is okay. But someday never came. Instead, what came was exhaustion. You gave your energy to friends who disappeared when you needed them. You gave your time to people who never respected it. You gave your heart to situations that only drained you. And every time you felt empty, you blamed yourself. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe I'm the problem. But you were never the problem. The problem was this. You gave without limits. Kindness turned into self-neglect. Love turned into self-abandonment. Patience turned into silent suffering. Let me explain this with a simple example. Imagine you have a phone. Everyone keeps calling you. Everyone needs something. You keep answering. You keep giving battery. But you never charge it. What happens? The phone dies. Not because it is weak, but because it was never allowed to rest. That is what happened to you. You kept giving, but you never recharge yourself. And the world does not stop when you are empty. It keeps taking. People say things like, "You are so strong. You always handle everything. You never complain." They don't know what those words cost you, because being strong became your prison. You felt like you were not allowed to break, not allowed to say you're tired, not allowed to ask for help, so you suffered silently. At night, when no one was watching, your mind became heavy. You replayed conversations. You questioned your worth. You wondered why no one cared the way you cared. And slowly, a dangerous feeling entered your heart. Resentment. You didn't want to feel it, but it came anyway. You started feeling angry for no clear reason. Small things annoyed you. You felt distant from people you once loved, not because you became cold, but because you were empty. Let me tell you something important. Being kind does not mean being available to everyone. Being good does not mean being silent when you are hurt. Being loving does not mean allowing yourself to be used. True kindness includes kindness toward yourself. But no one taught you that. You were taught how to give, but not how to protect yourself. So you became the person everyone depends on, but no one depends on for you. You became the listener, but no one listened when you cried. You became the helper, but no one showed up when you were falling apart. And when you finally felt tired, people said, "What's wrong with you? You changed. You're not the same anymore." They didn't understand. You didn't change. You just ran out of energy. Here is a hard truth most people never accept. People don't drain you because they are evil. They drain you because you allow unlimited access. Not everyone is bad, but not everyone deserves your time, energy, and heart. Some people only come when they need something. Some people disappear when you need support. Some people love how you make them feel, not who you are. And if you don't learn to protect yourself, they will take everything. Your time, your peace, your confidence, your dreams. Until one day, you wake up and feel like a stranger in your own life. This is why being kind made you empty. Not because kindness is wrong, but because you forgot to include yourself in it. Let me say this slowly. You were kind to everyone except yourself. You forgave others quickly, but you punished yourself for small mistakes. You understood everyone's pain, but ignored your own. You made excuses for people who hurt you, but judged yourself harshly. This imbalance breaks you from the inside. And the worst part? You don't even realize it is happening. You think feeling tired all the time is normal. You think feeling numb is normal. You think losing interest in life is normal. It is not. It is a sign that you have been giving too much for too long. So what is the solution? Do you stop being kind? No. You become wise. You learn the difference between helping and hurting yourself, between giving and losing yourself, between love and self-betrayal. You learn that saying no is not cruelty. It is clarity. You learn that rest is not laziness. It is recovery. You learn that boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. And only the right people get the key. From this point forward, something must change. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain it. You just start choosing yourself. You stop answering every call. You stop fixing problems that are not yours. You stop carrying guilt for protecting your peace. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because you are not used to choosing yourself. But discomfort is better than self-destruction. Remember this. A kind heart without boundaries is a target. A kind heart with self-respect is powerful. And you are about to become powerful because now you are waking up. And once you wake up, you can never unsee the truth. This is where everything comes together. This is where the lie finally loses its power over you. Because now you see it clearly. The lie was never meant to protect you. It was meant to control you. It was designed to keep you small, quiet, available, useful. As long as you believed that thinking about yourself was selfish, you kept betraying your own needs. You kept silencing your instincts. You kept doubting your feelings. And the world benefited from that. People benefited from your patience, your silence, your forgiveness, your endurance. But you paid the price. You paid with your energy, your joy, your confidence, your peace. You paid with nights of overthinking, mornings of exhaustion, days where you felt lost without knowing why. And still, you kept going. Still, you kept giving. Still, you kept hoping someone would notice. But here's the truth that changes everything. No one is coming to save you. Not because people are cruel, but because everyone is fighting their own battles. Waiting for permission to choose yourself is how people lose their lives slowly. So this moment matters, because this is the moment you stop asking, is it okay if I think about myself? And start saying, I have to. This is the moment you stop explaining your boundaries. Stop justifying your rest. Stop defending your decisions. This is the moment you understand that your life is not a group project. Your pain is yours. Your healing is yours. Your future is yours. And if you don't take responsibility for it, no one else will. From this moment forward, you move differently. You listen to your body when it asks for rest. You listen to your heart when it says something is wrong. You listen to your intuition when it tells you to walk away. You stop forcing yourself to stay where you are not respected. You stop shrinking to fit into places that were never meant for you. You stop proving your worth to people who refuse to see it. You don't become cold. You don't become cruel. You become clear. Clear about what you can give. Clear about what you will no longer tolerate. Clear about who you are becoming. And yes, some people will not like this version of you. They will say you changed. They will say you became distant. They will say you are not the same anymore. They are right. You are not the same. You are no longer someone who abandons themselves. You are no longer someone who bleeds quietly. You are no longer someone who survives by suffering. You are someone who chooses themselves. And that choice will save your life. Because when you think about yourself, you don't lose love. You lose exhaustion. You don't lose people who matter. You lose people who are draining you. You don't lose your kindness. You lose your self-betrayal. You finally create space to breathe, to heal, to grow. You finally create a life that feels like it belongs to you. So, let this be the ending of the old story. The story where you were always available but never fulfilled. The story where you were strong for everyone except yourself. The story where you survived instead of lived. And let this be the beginning of a new one. A story where you protect your peace. A story where your needs matter. A story where your dreams are not optional. From today forward, you do not apologize for choosing yourself. You do not feel guilty for resting. You do not feel ashamed for having boundaries. You honor yourself. Because thinking about yourself is not selfish. It is healing. It is survival. It is self-respect. It is transformation. And the day you truly choose yourself is the day your life finally begins. Take a breath, stand tall, and move forward. This time with yourself beside you,